you?
I'm great. I'm so excited that we're finally together. This has been a long time coming. We've been meaning to do this for a hot minute.
Yeah. Since we met.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we've like only known each other like 2 days, which is
Almost, yeah, it feels like that.
so yeah, we're really excited to be here together and to finally be able to share what we feel like has been on our hearts. And we're excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
Yay.
I'm so happy that you're doing this because it's really it's really cool.
Aw.
It's really cool. And it's really like inspiring that you have that like motivation to go and do something like this.
She's amazing.
Thank you.
So we were talking when we first met about waiting. Or like we were talking about your dreams and like things that you've been through. We didn't get super into it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I think that like you should come talk on my podcast. That I think it'd be really good.
Yeah.
And you said, yes, I want to have my own podcast.
Yeah, I think it's so exciting that like I've been having a pull to do something like this too, but that you gave me the opportunity to like get out of my comfort zone and to do it. So I think that's amazing, and I'm so glad to have the opportunity to do it with you. I'm so excited.
I'm super happy that you said yes. And I really feel like it was a God thing.
Yeah.
And like a connection, because I didn't know this would happen. Let's just say that. I didn't know that this would happen. And so this is really exciting because I feel like it's going to be really impactful to a lot of people and even ourselves in a way.
Out there and expressing like what we've gone through and how we can help other people through their own seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we both know, I feel like we both have similar, not exact, but similar stories and similar things that we've gone through.
Yeah.
That I feel like a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. And I think a lot of the things that we can like be open about, not a lot of people are willing to be open about. And so to express like everything we've gone through and how it's pushed us to God, or it's pushed us to like healthier relationships with our families or friendships,
Yeah.
It's pushed us out of our comfort zone. For sure.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. 1,000%. And like we both know what it is to be in this like waiting period. Playing the waiting game.
Oh yeah.
It's fun, huh?
Oh, it's so challenging.
I know, it's so fun.
It's fun. It is fun. It is fun though, because I think like in the waiting season you get to actually learn more about yourself. And yeah, but it is challenging for someone who's impatient. Who just wants the things right here, right now.
Yeah. No, you're not impatient.
I'm pretty impatient.
Really?
Yeah.
I would never tell.
Oh no, but I've waited for a long time. But yeah, I think that if you, well, for me personally, when I rush into everything, I usually get the worst outcome. And I know that in a waiting season, it's really allowed me to sit with myself and understand what I'm really waiting for. Like, what is it I truly want?
Yeah.
And that I am deserving of what I'm waiting for. So, yeah, I know in the past, I've rushed into a lot of things without thinking everything through, like a marriage.
Yeah.
Like having children. I mean, I love my girls, but I did become a mom at 18. So that was something that I didn't really think all the way through, but it's pushed me to be like the best version of myself.
Yeah.
And it's given me purpose. And then getting into my marriage, knowing that it wasn't something that was going to be healthy from the get-go. It's just I was impatient, and I know I had hope that it was going to be okay, so I did go in with good intentions.
Yeah.
But I should have waited things out a little bit. Yeah, there's just a lot that I've just rushed into, but now I'm older, and I understand that good things do take time. So whether that's waiting for a job, or that's waiting for a relationship, or getting that like amazing group of friends, like it's all worth the wait in the end.
Yeah.
I also have like this thing where I've realized God does provide when you're not really looking for it. Last year I met amazing girls and I wasn't looking for friendships. I thought I had enough friends. But they came into my lives and man, they're amazing. They're amazing girls and they love me. And I can just imagine like when I do get into a relationship, it's going to be that easy. Almost, if it's God given, it's going to be that easy. So,
yeah. This is our 50th time recording. We've been doing this for 3 hours.
We've said hello to this microphone like 20 times each.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're well acquainted with our lovely Mike.
Yeah. Smell my pizza.
Mikey.
Is that the nickname for your Mike?
Yeah, Mikey.
Mikey.
Isn't that your cousin?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, what?
He's like, stop saying the name.
We're talking about waiting.
Yes.
Yeah, we were. And how we're both very familiar with that.
Yeah. I'm so familiar with waiting that it makes me anxious sometimes, but it's okay. Waiting. How do you feel about waiting?
I hate it.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I'm learning to love it,
Mm.
but it's been hard. And like, I feel like now, finally, I'm just starting to be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna fully surrender.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fully let go and like stop trying to control, stop trying to do things on my own. So that way, God, you can step in and you can do what you want, because I've been saying like, yeah, God, step in, do it. But then I'm like, wait, I want to go this way, and actually I want that, and I don't want that.
Yeah. And
Right?
it's so easy to go back to like the things that we want because we're comfortable with them.
Exactly.
But like to get uncomfortable, it's challenging. It's
So
but I feel
challenging.
like when we do it, it's beneficial, to our lives. I have the Serenity Prayer on my desk at work, and it helps me a lot. Yeah, it helps me to stay grounded,
Yeah.
and it even helped me like not get in a fight with somebody once at work.
Stop.
I swear. I'm like, God grant me the serenity to just not do this right now.
Knock this girl out.
Exactly. Yeah, no, for real.
Oh my God. Are you a fighter?
A little.
Were you a fighter before?
I got my butt kicked in high school. That's why I had to get a nose job.
Shut up.
I swear. But like, yeah, no, I was though. Like, I've always been pretty feisty.
But like never physically. Like you've never beat someone up.
No, I have.
You have?
Yeah, when I played basketball, I took all my aggression out when I played basketball. Like, I'd get in fist fights and I'd get ejected from games.
I'm not a fighter.
No, lover. I can see you on
Yeah.
lover.
But
I'm still, I feel like there is still a feisty side.
I mean, for sure. I'm feisty. Yeah. I can be very feisty. I can get an attitude and I can stick up for myself, but I will not physically fight you. I'll cry. Please leave me alone.
It's not like a crying out of frustration, because I cry out of frustration.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd probably cry like I'm scared. Like, please don't beat me up.
Not me. I go red. I see.
No. Actually, you know what? I don't know. I think I was like that when I was younger.
Yeah.
I don't know now as an adult. No one has tried to fight me as an adult.
Dude, my kids try to fight me all the time.
Mm.
But not that I would never go red with my kids, but like, no. I'm like, whoa, you don't take me there.
Yeah. Scary.
It's scary. Anyway, so we're not talking about fighting.
No, we're not talking about fighting. We're talking about waiting.
We're talking about waiting.
Yeah.
And waiting is very helpful when you're an impulsive person. When you just want to go, and when you're a go-getter,
Yeah.
but you're not like really, you don't really know what you're getting. You're just like, I want that, but I don't really know if I really want that.
Wow, you're speaking to me.
Like it's like, what if we just waited? Like, what if we waited to see how somebody truly is?
I would have avoided a lot of things.
Yeah, we would have seen the red flags. We would have maybe not applied for that job that's toxic for our mental health.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't have gotten into situations or relationships that weren't for us.
Yeah.
We just waited,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You're like, I feel like you're exposing me right now.
No.
It's like crazy. I know that. I know that too well. And it's hard though, because when we're so used to just constantly going after what we want, and then learning to literally like retrain ourselves to no, okay, just wait a little bit. But it's like a little bit could be years,
Oh, yeah.
like more than 2 years.
A long time. A
Yeah.
long time.
So it's tough.
I think what God does in the waiting season is like humble us, but like and he strips us from who we think we are almost, and then presents who we really are in him, and that's probably the best part of the waiting season. It's like
Yeah.
him stripping everything away from you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's not who you are.
Mhm.
Like, this is actually who you are, and you would never have discovered that person if I didn't make you wait and I didn't take away these things that are not for you.
Wow.
That's just me. Like, I think that yeah, we rush into things and then it's very unhealthy
Mhm.
and we lose ourselves in everything that we rush into. And then we have no other choice but to turn to God or turn to our families and everything that we like lost,
Yeah.
faith,
Mm.
and hope, like
Mhm.
all those things that like if you have faith and waiting seems like it's easier to wait, I feel like if you have faith. If
Yeah.
you have like if you're hopeful, it's easier to wait. But when like you're in situations that make you hopeless
Mm.
or like you're desperate,
Yeah.
it's like why am I going to wait? I might as well just settle for whatever's in front of me.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, seriously, you're speaking to my soul because I feel like that's me. I literally was thinking about it, I think like a couple days ago.
Mhm.
I was like, I think I'm not impulsive anymore. I think I've gotten better, but I was a little impulsive and
Yeah.
I did something and
Are you going to confess what you did?
I think I am. Okay. So, there's this person. We were never in a relationship, but we were talking.
Okay.
And then we literally do this. It's been like 3 years where it's like we talk to each other and then we stop talking
Mhm.
and then we talk to each other and then we stop talking. And then every time my friends bring him up to me, I'm like, maybe I should reach out to him. And that's how it happens.
Oh,
So then
okay.
I
Yeah.
reach out to him. And then I wasn't going to this time, but I was just like, you know what? Let's just see.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe he's the person.
Maybe he changed.
No, but he wasn't bad.
Oh,
That's the thing. He
okay.
wasn't bad. He was just, he just needs to grow maybe as a person,
Okay. Yeah.
like he still needs to deal with things maybe. And then, so I reached out and then he got back to me, but it was kind of different. I felt it different.
Mhm.
And it's funny because my friend literally prayed for me and she was like, okay, I'm going to pray about this. And I was like, okay. And she prayed. And then she's like, okay, let's see. And I was like, okay. And so then I reached out. And then, like I said, it was kind of different, but I was like, oh, maybe, it's like off. He's
Yeah.
off, whatever. He's having a bad day or whatever. So then, we're texting kinda, not like usual. And then I was like, something's weird. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna leave it alone. Like, God, we prayed before
Yeah.
I even texted. So if this is you, then okay, I'm gonna let it be.
Reveal the intentions. Yeah. Oh.
My brain, my brain just wouldn't let it go. And I was like, okay, I think I need a text back. I need a text, like just something. So then oh my God, I'm putting my laundry out.
Okay,
Oh
we do
my
that.
gosh. Okay. So then I sent a picture, not just of me. I was with someone. Sent a picture, didn't say anything. And I was gonna play dumb. So then I get a response and I was like, oh, okay, you're alive. So then I didn't want to respond right away. So I gave it some time. And then I'm like, I chose the worst moment, the worst time, everything. I was literally like delusional. I had no sleep. I wasn't feeling good. And I was like so upset and annoyed. And I was like, I'm just going to message what I really wanted to say.
You just let your heart out.
I did.
Yeah.
And then it was not good.
Oh.
And he did not respond. It was a voice message. And he listened to it and did not say anything back. And then I took it and I was like, okay, I was impulsive. I did what I wanted to do. I was not patient. And here we are. And so, okay, God, I take that as my sign and I let it be.
I mean, at least he may be in the hospital.
You know what? He might. He might be there.
Because I did the same thing. When did you do that? On a Saturday? On a Friday night?
Maybe.
Yeah, because I did the same thing, and I sent a long text message, and I did not get a response for 7 days. But you know what the person told me? They're like, "You cornered me. Like, you made me feel like I had no other option but to just ignore that because you weren't thoughtful and you weren't considerate about my circumstances." Mm.
Dang.
And that hurt.
Yeah.
I got a response.
Yeah.
The response that you get might not be the one that you want, so that's probably
Mhm.
God's provision, like, kinda, like, protecting your heart with it too. Like
Exactly.
maybe when he responds, it'll be because he, actually has, like, a thoughtful thing to say towards
Mhm.
it, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes we're not in the best places to respond to emotional, like, feelings and,
Yeah.
but still that sucks.
Yeah.
It's not rejection, it's
Yeah.
redirection.
That's good.
You know? I
Mhm.
always go with that. I'm like, "You know what?
Mhm.
God's not like he's not no, we're not rejected. It's fine." Like, he's redirecting your attention
Exactly.
somewhere else. You were just getting a little distracted, you
Mhm.
know? It's okay. We all need distraction sometimes, but oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
It still sucks.
Yeah. So, waiting. It's real fun.
Yeah, no, it's so fun.
Mhm.
I get anxious waiting, but I always have to, like, remember that, like, whatever is for me, like, whatever it's already, like it's
Mm.
already written. As long as I'm, following the right path,
Yeah.
it's gonna be there for me. I just have to keep going through the
Yeah.
mhm.
That's good. Do you ever feel like, okay, I'm waiting, but I have to
Yeah,
do this
yeah,
because otherwise it's not gonna happen?
right. Like, I try to take the reins from God a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, "No, but, like, what if we just do it my way and I give you, like, a l I give you I'll give it back. I'll give it back when I'm done." I do that a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, with my, like, current situation,
Mhm.
I God told me to wait for
Mhm.
6 months,
Mhm.
and, like, for some reason, I'm just like, "But, like, I don't want to." Like, I want to listen to you, and I wanna be obedient, but at the same time, I'm like, "But what if this passes me by?" And
Ugh,
that's,
I
like, an
hate
ego
that.
thing, I think,
Yeah.
like, because again, if it's for me, it's never gonna pass me by,
Yeah.
and I also go back to, like, well, it hasn't passed me by, it's been a year and a half, and this dude still can't leave me alone. But, like but also, like, no, I know I can't be distracted right now,
Mhm.
and yeah, I get like that. I'm like, "Hey, I want this though." Like, I want it my way a lot of the time,
Yeah.
and I just know that I have to get out of my own way.
You know what's funny is
Mm.
that you had told me about the 6-month thing,
Yeah.
and I was listening to you, and in the back of my head, I'm like, should I do that?" And I'm like, "But I feel like I've been waiting. Like, I've been patient, God.
Mhm.
Like, I've been really good."
But, like, have you, like, committed 100% to him without getting distracted?
Hmm. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, no, I can't say 100%.
Like, without there being like, for me, it would be like, "Okay, God, I'll give you my attention," and then, like, a month later, I'm like, "But, like, I just wanna go on a date." You know? Or, like, I just wanna,
Yeah.
like, hang out with this person, or I wanna go back out and hang out with, like, people that I used to hang out with
Mhm.
prior that just don't serve a purpose in my life much anymore, you know?
Mhm.
I love them, but it's just not where I'm supposed to be, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I totally get it. Ugh.
The 6 months, it's not just 6 months with no relationships, it's, like, 6 months of not getting distracted with
Oh,
anything
wow.
outside of my faith,
Mm.
which is intense because
Yeah.
a year ago me, she was impulsive.
Mm.
She was insane. Like, who I was a year ago, even months ago, like,
Yeah.
man, even days ago maybe, but, like, every day I'm changing, you know? But no, yeah, waiting is so hard. I don't know how it can't be hard. Like, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be hard,
Mm.
you know? There's you said growing pains
Mhm.
earlier, and yeah, it hurts.
Mhm.
And then pruning. The
Mm.
pruning hurts
Yep.
because he's removing things, and, like, we're just in general, in life, we, like, lose things, you know? We lose relationships, we
Yeah.
lose
Mm.
friendships, we outgrow things,
Yeah.
and it's just a matter of time when that happens,
Mhm.
but there's always something, like, coming, you know?
That's so
Not so
true.
much like the grass is greener on the other side,
Right.
but it's more of, like, what's gonna, like, fulfill you, and also, like, what's gonna give you purpose now
Mm.
that you're done waiting, you know?
Yeah. That's good. You were talking to me about something earlier, or you mentioned, um, a few verses that you like
Oh, yeah.
to go back to remind yourself about waiting, what were they?
They're not necessarily verses.
Or
It's the
quotes. So sorry.
from The Chosen,
Yeah.
where Peter, Simon's wife, is like, "Where's your faith?" Like, "But where's your faith in God? Like, the person I met before had so much faith in him, and you're trying to take, like," she was pretty much saying, like, "You're trying to take life into your own hands. Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I think about that often because, like, yesterday, I got some news and I was, like, crying. My friends were here and I was bawling my eyes out because I
Mm.
thought my life was, like, going to crap. And, I just kept hearing, like, "But where's your faith? Where's your faith?"
Dang.
And
Mhm.
it's true, though. Like, where is my faith? Like, and also, like, who do I put my faith in? Like, worldly people? Like, the people, like, family? Like, who? I can't do that. I
Yeah.
can't do that to them because 'cause they're not, like, my God, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they don't say how my life ends, and they don't say how my life is going currently,
Right.
you know? They're in my life for a reason,
Mhm.
but they're not, like, the fulfillment. They're not gonna fulfill my every need,
Mm.
you know? And I think there's some people in my life that I let them have that place, and
Yeah.
God's kind of removing that from me right now, and it's making me uncomfy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uncomfy.
Very uncomfy.
Yeah. Fulfillment.
What about you? What verses or, like, what phrases do you go by?
So let me pull it up
Yeah,
because I
let's do it.
don't know it by heart. But actually there was this sermon and that really, really was like so good. It's called Headwinds
Ooh.
by Pastor Sarah, I want to say
Mhm.
Roberts. And it's really good. You should listen to it.
I will
Everyone should listen to it. It's really good. It really like I feel like it put me in my place and it reminded me like, okay, just because you're waiting
Mhm.
doesn't mean that you sit and do nothing,
Yeah.
but that you sit and you do whatever God is calling you to do,
Mhm.
right? And we have to remember and remind ourselves as followers of Jesus, like we're supposed to be seeking him always.
Yeah.
And sometimes we forget
Yeah.
that it's not about us and like it's about him.
Mhm.
But it's funny. It's like how do we live this life where we're walking with him, but we're also human beings and we have emotions and we
Mhm.
have desires and
Trying to
all these
survive.
things. Yeah, exactly. We're trying to survive. And it's like, how do we balance that? Like, how do we come back to just him and like waiting on him? So there is this quote. Well, definitely that preaching. That preaching is
Mhm.
like so good. So, so good.
I'm gonna have to definitely give it a listen.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I actually have it. Try to enjoy the this of this instead of worrying about the end of this.
Mm, that's really good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
from a show.
I love that. No, but it's so good because it's like
Yeah,
be in the present, be here, be now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I actually like I had started doing a devotional about being present and like
Mhm.
living in the now and not thinking about like the future and not thinking about the past because so many times I feel like what makes waiting harder is we think about what it was before,
Yeah.
what life was before, what we had before,
Mhm.
and we always like we want that.
Mhm.
We want we want things.
Yeah, and then, like, especially if you're comfortable b even if you were, like, comfortable sitting in the bad,
Mm,
like, it was still, like, comforting
mhm.
almost, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I heard a sermon today by Bobby Chandler,
Mhm.
and he was talking about being content
Mm.
and, how that's what we're called to be is content and just be joyful, and that you find joy in contentment, and I
Mm.
was like, "Oh, like, we don't have to keep doing and, like, being more." And I had actually, not too long ago written something. I think I read it out to you, at the encounter night, where it was God said, "You don't have to do too much." Um, to be worthy of what I have for you.
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, like, I don't have to, like, keep on going and, like, doing the
No.
most," you know?
Yeah. And that's literally what we're told all the time.
Yeah.
And we're taught, or not even taught, we're just told that
Yeah.
everywhere on social media,
Mhm.
constantly.
Yeah.
Like, you have to do more, hustle, get
Yeah.
it, go, do. And it's like, okay, yeah. But again, being in Jesus, like, how do we live our lives?
Dude, when I'm in nature and I am away from the world, like, the worldly stuff that's supposed to be fulfilling to,
Yeah.
like, us, and I'm just sitting out there, like, with God, oh my
Mm.
gosh, that's peace, that's joy, that's everything.
Mhm.
Like, I can wait out there all day. You know,
Yeah.
I think the hardest part about waiting is that we have so much going on around us too, you
Mhm.
know? We're waiting for something to change our circumstances almost,
Yeah.
you know? Like, for me, I always think, like, "Hey, like, if somebody came into my life and just helped me financially," you know, or, like, help me, like, raise my kids, like, help me just take some weight off my back, you know? That would be so cool. I would love that,
Yeah.
but it's just waiting for circumstances to change when we're not being present and, like, grateful for the circumstances that we're given.
Grateful.
Yeah,
That's
gratitude.
key. That is key.
Yeah.
And you always hear that. And it's so true. And like, I feel like in the Bible, especially in the Psalms, like you see, like we have to come to Him with gladness and
Mhm.
gratitude and thankfulness.
In all seasons.
And yeah, all seasons.
Yeah.
Keyword, all seasons. And it's so hard. But I think it's so hard in the beginning because we can't wrap our minds around it.
Yeah.
But then once we start doing it and we start seeing, like, oh, wait, hold on. Thank you, Jesus. Like, I'm
Mhm.
going to seek you. I'm going to praise you. And then slowly but surely we start forgetting about us.
Yeah. Because it's when you go and help other people,
Yeah.
like, when you're involved in, like, something bigger than yourself,
Mhm.
it takes you out of yourself. You're not, like, magnifying yourself anymore.
Exactly.
You're magnifying God. You're
Yeah.
magnifying who He calls you to be, and that
Mhm.
gives you, again, purpose.
Yeah.
Like, if yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do the most, you might as well do the most by glorifying God, you know? You
Mm.
might as well go out there and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go out of myself
Yeah.
and magnify and glorify Him in
Yeah.
everything that I do," because yeah, that's just what we're called to do, and I feel like that gives us joy and that gives us purpose,
It's true.
and it makes us grateful for our circumstances.
Hmm.
Like, and if you think about it too, He has taken us out of horrible situations.
Yeah.
And I always think about that. Like, if He can take me out of that situation, He can take
Mm.
me out of this one too. And
Mm.
He's just going to keep on, like, going until I'm with Him, you
Yeah.
know? At the end of the day, that's the biggest weight. That's the longest weight.
That's true.
Yeah. I think that's the most, like, I don't know, important weight,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think about that often. Like, I waited so long to get out of my marriage. I know that sounds horrible, but
Mm.
like, I waited so long. Like, I really did. Like, I used to cry and I used to ask God,
Mm.
like, is this my life forever? You
Yeah.
know, like, and no, it wasn't, you know? And I think about that. And I even look at, like, who I was married to, and it's not even his life anymore. You know,
Mm.
like, God's really done a work in his life too. And yeah, it's not our forever circumstance, you know?
Yeah.
So we wait, but there's something so good on the other side.
That's so true. Yeah. I can't wait to see what it is for you.
I can't wait to see what it is for you either.
Yay.
It's going to be amazing. I'm so happy. And even
Yeah.
this, like, oh my gosh, I think this is going to be amazing for you. It's going to be great.